I'm Lisa, and I'm the mom half of this duo.
And I'm Shada. I'm Lisa's daughter. And welcome to Two Peas in a Plot, our little corner of the internet where we talk all things books.
We read across genres and love everything from underrated gems to longtime favorites.
And just a quick heads up while we try to avoid spoilers, we do talk about what we liked or didn't. So there might be a few light spoilers along the way just to give you some context.
So if you love stories and want to grow your TBR, hit that subscribe button and join the plot. Hello, everyone. We're back today with I love this book that I just read. It's called Too Old for This. It's by Samantha Downing. Again, that book is by Samantha Downing. The book was published August of 2025. And what caught me by the cover was you see this elderly woman with her back to us, and she's got a knife hidden behind her back. And you can see half of her hair is gray, and it says too old for this. I just had to pick it up. And of course, the hand holding the hammer behind her back has a glove. But I have to read the description because I don't want to give too much away. But it states this is on Amazon. A retired serial killer's quiet life is upended by an unexpected visitor. To protect her secret, there's only one option left. What's another murder? From best-selling author Samantha Downing. Lottie Jones thought her crimes were behind her. Decades earlier, she'd changed her identity and tucked herself away in a small town. Her most exciting nights are the weekly bingo games at the local church and gossiping with her friends. When investigative journalist Plum Dixon shows up on her doorstep asking questions about Lottie's past and specifically her involvement with numerous unsolved cases, well, Lottie just can't have that. But getting away with murder is hard enough when you're young. But when Lottie receives another annoying knock on the door, she realizes this crime might just be the death of her. She has a problem with her, I guess, energy level and the strength and all what's involved in what she does to get rid of a body. It's a dark comedy, but I think it's more on the comedy side, maybe for me. I thought it was hilarious. Shade, I know you're not feeling so well, but I know I've talked about this book, but I think you would like this book.
Yeah, this sounds really cute. And I apologize for my voice. The allergies just hit me like a truck this morning. Right before we started recording, I had a sneeze attack, took my asthma inhaler, and then had another sneeze attack. So I actually feel okay. It's just, when it just takes a lot out of you when you sneeze. And I
And
feel like, bless you. I think they like the origin of that phrase is people thought like the devil or demons were like when you sneezed, you were more accessible to being possessed, which I feel like. Yeah, this sounds super, super cute. And you know me, I love any story with an older female protagonist. And aside from that, she's a serial killer. So she's not just a regular good guy protagonist. She's like I guess, I don't think either of us have seen Dexter, but I've heard
yeah,
good things about the show Dexter, where he's a serial killer, but you're still like, he's the main character and you still are rooting for him. So it kind of sounds, again, without having seen that show, sounds similar to that.
you are correct. And I was rooting for Lottie not to get caught and
Yeah.
not to be, because you get to know her and like her. She's a little rough around the edges, but she's changed her life around and you see why she did what she did. She just has this anger issue. And she didn't like when people were being mean or said something she didn't really like. Oh, it's hilarious. I've never read this author. I might have to look into her other books. I think this obviously was her newest one. It was so good. Just something different. And yes, I'm in the mood for an older character, maybe because I'm at that age too, but I think it's kind of fun because you just never know. And she goes out one night where she's had to, I think, kill somebody again to protect her identity. And the next day, she reaches down because she dropped her keys and it just, her back hurts. It just,
That's
it's,
so funny.
it's like those kind of things. And she forgets about doing things. She's got to worry about technology now where she didn't have to before. And I just love that. It's just really, really, I can handle this kind of read, but an emotional read, whew, throws me for a loop. But this kind of read, it's just funny to me. Just really cute. I thought one of the questions that I was going to ask you is because she has to hold in this secret, what do you think is harder, hiding a secret forever or facing the world after revealing the truth?
Oh, that's hard. I This is kind of a cop-out answer, but I think it really depends on what the secret is. Um, yeah, that's where I'm gonna sit. I can imagine feeling like, oh, all this weight has been lifted off of me, but then you may start feeling like, ooh, I shouldn't have said anything about that. But
I agree. I think either one is hard. But I think it would be easier to hide the secret forever because all you're worrying about is yourself and controlling your feelings. Where if you're facing the world, revealing the truth, then you've got all these other people at you talking and giving their opinions. I don't know. I thought
yeah,
that was
I
it's
think
true.
it's
Hmm.
I think it'll depend on the secret
Yeah.
because like how much is it eating you up inside if you
Hmm.
keep it to yourself?
Well, evidently it's not eating her up. Her secret because she takes on, and it's not giving anything too much away, but she takes on a different identity. So she leaves her identity. But you understand why. But she is kind of secretive where she doesn't like to be photographed. She doesn't use social media. She does have a son, which is not a secret, but I just thought it was a really different take. I think it's described as a mystery thriller. At times it was kind of a thriller, but it was real brief. It's more suspense for me. I just thought it was downright funny. And maybe because it's a dark comedy, you're not really supposed to think it's that funny, but my goodness gracious, I thought it was. It was a
I
really
don't
good
know.
book.
I love dark comedies.
I I think I do, and sometimes I don't because I've watched TV dark comedies, and I don't
Yeah.
really. I guess they don't resonate with me when they're on the TV. Maybe I have to have the words with it.
I
I
feel
c
that way about, again, I know this comes up a lot, Yellow Jackets, especially when
Oh,
they're
mhm.
older, like when they do the current, because it's flashbacks, like it's two separate casts. They have the kids, and then they have like 30 years later when they're all women, in their 30s and 40s. And it's a very dark comedy especially when they're all older.
I might have to go back to that. I tried it, and then I forgot about it. I think another question that kind of pertained to the book was if you think age changes how someone feels about their past mistakes or how much they care if someone exposes them.
Yeah, I don't know about age so much, but I don't think it's not causation, but it's correlation. I can see how when you go through different phases of your life and your priorities change, that may change the lens through which you're viewing what you did in the past. So I think it's related to age, but I don't think it's just age. I think it's
Right.
whatever else is happening during your life is going to
Yeah.
inform how you look back on the past.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good explanation of it. And one of the other questions that I've got is what comes to mind when I say retired serial killer living quietly in a small town? Does that sound creepy, tragic, or weirdly fascinating?
I think it depends on the type of serial killer. Like, are you a vigilante or are you crazy? Um, yeah, it's gonna depend on the serial killer.
That's a good one. This she's more just gets mad at people and she takes her anger out and kills them because they've crossed her or she didn't like what they said, but she doesn't have to go out and just kill somebody to kill somebody. She's on the phone. One of the ones she's on the phone with a salesman. I forget what he's selling, but he at the very end of the conversation, he is so rude to her and she tries to find him, tries to locate him. And it's hard because they're like a what do you call those people
I mean,
that
that's kind of scary.
it is. But she has a very difficult time finding him. But you know if she finds him, you know what's going to happen to
Right.
him. I thought it was kind of funny. It's just a refreshing take if you like thrillers, dark comedies. It's just too funny. I did hear someone else review this book that this is one of her best ones that they've come out, but maybe it's just because it's her newest one. But I'm really gonna have to read some of her other ones.
I noticed looking at um her Amazon author page, like her list of books. I think another one, this one is an editor's pick, and another one is also an editor's pick. Yeah, if you go to all books, Too Old for This is an editor's pick, and then He Started It is an editor's pick.
Oh, yeah, that looks funny. I'm gonna have to pick her up. I'm anxious to see. I started going to a book, they call it a book chat at my library, and we go around the room and tell what we're reading. And my choice was I just said don't think this is going to be anyone's cup of tea, but this is what I'm reading. And the gentleman in the room, one of the gentlemen in the room says, "What was the name of that? That sounds really good." So I'm hoping he picks it up because I'd like to hear what he thought about it. I think this book, this kind of book, is what I like in a book club. But I don't mind reading. I like a variety, but I'd like to hear what other people think about it. Was it too much, the serial killing or what she had to do to protect her identity? And she's just goofy, just goofy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said this is like exactly the kind of book you want to read, especially in a book club. And I know that feeling where it's like I do read very widely, but there are certain books where I'm just like, this is what I want. Like
Mm.
this is my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zing right now.
Hmm. I
And
haven't heard of that.
it's um she's a crime scene cleaner during COVID, and she's half Chinese and half white, and her older half sister is, I think she's ethnically like whole Chinese, and she feels like her sister is like the golden child, and she's kind of, not, I don't know. Her accent is bad in Mandarin. She can't really speak it very well, and her sister's perfect. And her sister gets thrown in front of a train by a guy during COVID who calls her a bat eater, throws her in front of the train, so she dies. And then there's like it's a horror novel, so there's an element of she starts
Hmm.
seeing ghosts, and I think maybe her sister is not haunting her, but there's like an element of her sister's ghost. So she's a crime scene cleaner, and she realizes that a lot of the it's a very interesting, like, I think it's supposed to be a dark comedy, but it's also about trauma and ghosts and very COVID era.
Hmm.
Like it starts in
Yeah.
April 2020. So it's very interesting. But I also like, I'm really in the mood for like space horror, like
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi horror. And and I was trying to pick between them. So like this is really good, but it's not quite hitting for me only
Yeah.
because I really want something else right now.
That sounds really good. I
It's
kind of
very
want to
good.
read it.
It's um it's interesting too to read about something that was like this global experience that we all had relatively recently, but it's packaged in this it's very interesting too, the crime scene cleaning
Yeah,
stuff.
that got me right away. I started looking it up. Yeah, I think I might have to borrow that, or do you have it on ebook?
No, I have it in hardback, so you could
Oh,
borrow it.
good. Yeah, I'm still reading The Count of Monte Cristo. Something about long books after a while is just like I'm ready to be done with it, but I still enjoy it when I start reading it. It's so detailed that it tires me out before I can like I divided the pages so I can finish it in a certain amount of time. So I have to read about 48, and that's a lot with this book. I think the font is tiny or tiny to me, but it's really good, but I don't know how to explain it. And there's a lot of characters, so I get a little bit. I wish they would have almost a chart of,
Yeah, you
uh,
need a cheat sheet.
yeah, I need
I know
some sort of sheet.
I put together a cheat sheet for you for Game of Thrones when you first
Yes,
started watching it.
yes. Then I got it. And I think because I don't read it daily, sometimes I do, and then I go through spurts because Count of Monte Cristo is so long that I have to read another book too. And sometimes I get caught up in that one, or sometimes I just get tired of reading and I don't want to read at all. I end up watching TV. But I'm going to do a shout out to you. You have come out because been really hard at work, and you have written The Dragon of Lowtown. It's a company of dragons, and I have read half of it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I just want to put it out there that pick it up. Let us know what you think.
Oh, thank you. But but
But
I
okay.
will give a disclaimer.
Hmm.
This is gritty fantasy. I don't want to say it's grim dark
That's okay.
fantasy, but
Hmm.
um I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea because there's a lot of strong language, there's a lot of violence. It's it's very, to me, I feel like it's very found family, so it's kind of cozy
Yeah.
in a way, but
Uh-huh.
I also if you don't like strong language and violence, just pass. You're not going to enjoy it. Go ahead
Yeah.
and pass.
But again, that's what we bring up different books that maybe no one it's not as popular, or some of them are, but it's pretty not pretty rare, but we tend to pick up the books that it's doesn't get a lot of traction, I guess. And like a Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zing, I would have never picked up, but oh, it sounds so good. Anyway, I just had to put a plug. You
Thank
worked really
you.
hard for it, and you deserve the credit. Well, that's what we're reading right now. And do pick up Too Old for This if you want something funny and dark and a little different. Or The Dragon of Lowtown by Shada Lee Bakshi. Either
You
one.
sounded like you didn't know my name.
Well, I didn't know if I wanted to say your middle name because I don't normally say your middle name when I'm talking about you. Isn't that funny?
That is
Okay.
funny.
Should I keep that in or no?
Yeah, just keep that in.
Okay.
I was just like, you gave me that name.
I'm not used to using your middle name. Well, when you're little, you get yelled at all three names. I know I did.
I didn't. Y'all didn't do that to me.
Yeah, my mom did, and she would I'm not gonna say my last name, but she would draw it out like two syllables. It's really only one.
Well, I can't.
She
I'm
wouldn't
trying to
get mad
imagine.
that much,
Yeah,
but I think she's just trying to get my attention, I
yeah.
guess.
I think when I was in trouble, not trouble, but
Hmm.
I think it was this Shada. Like it would go up at the end. I'm like, oh, okay. Whoops.
Uh-oh. So something's up. Well, we really do appreciate you hanging out with us, and thanks for being here and talking books with us.
And if you love stories and want to grow your TBR, hit that subscribe button and join the plot with us. And we'll see you in the next chapter. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.